taking out to this like really fancy restaurant trying to impress. No need.
The guy comes up to you in a bar and says, "Can I buy you a drink?"
I don't want to take a drink and then not hang out with that person or feel obligated to hang out.
Doesn't feel right to let someone pay.
No male should ever approach a woman.
They never get approached by guys, ever.
Find women that are going to accept the bare minimum. Women who don't have right really only bathes once every 2 months. Or whatever they be doing. And
Bet you don't, huh?
And she lets me do whatever I want. She's such a good woman. These Western women, your wife was a prostitute her whole entire life.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
Ideally, how much do you want your husband to make in a year?
$500K to keep up with my lifestyle.
$2 million.
At the end of the day, girls just chase money and a good time.
Women always need money. That's like our language.
What is your perfect first date? I like walking.
For me, I wouldn't be taking out to this like really fancy restaurant trying to impress. No need.
The guy comes up to you in a bar and says, "Can I buy you a drink?"
I don't want to take a drink and then not hang out with that person or feel obligated to hang out.
Doesn't feel right to let someone pay everything, even if they earn more money.
Do you feel kind of weird having someone else pay for me? I feel like I should be paying for my food.
I mean, when I'm broke, it's nice if someone else pays, but I don't expect that.
Now, you see the difference in these are women. They're the countries that say, you know, and guys are going too. They're the countries that say, oh, well, guys are not going when they are. But anyway, it's like that pretty much almost everywhere, right? Now, it's a mindset. Guys are getting with women that haven't been fed the mindset of, you give me everything. Right? Back home, most women have that mindset. As you've seen, how much did a guy make? $500,000. That's not average. You see, women in other countries want average guys. So like say in the Philippines, right? You'll say, how much you want a guy to make? They'll say 20. I remember I had a girl, she worked at the mall. She said 20, 25,000 because that's what Filipinos normally make. And that was nothing. She wanted a regular guy. A lot of women want regular guys. Dealing with a foreigner sometimes is seen as getting a bag.
My name is Florencia. I'm originally from Argentina, but I live in Serbia in Novi Sad. The approach of men, it's very straightforward. If you're at a bar or at a club for a guy to come to you, I think that we Argentinian people are very touchy. So guys will come to you and they will just grab you, which could be a little invasive. I arrived in Serbia, I already had who is my husband today, but I heard that it's the woman making the move. You can just pass by wearing tank tops and like very short shorts, even turn around to...
So out there, right? So how it was when she's from Argentina, you know, women usually get sexy. You heard her. Guys come up and approach. But women out there in Serbia are making the first move. Could you imagine that? I wonder how that sounds. I think they're going up and making small conversation, right? You know what's wild? I need to research. I need to look and see if there's a video on Serbian women approaching guys. Because I'm sure it's night and day from what happens in the West, right? You see women, the guy says, oh, go approach that guy. You see it on pranks all the time. And she goes to approach the guy and she doesn't know what to say. They get nervous because they're not used to it. But then they so easily just break guys' hearts all the time and then wonder why guys aren't talking anymore.
No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. Ever.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
If I have somebody sitting in the back seat and some guy sees it before I get to my car and he goes, "Excuse me, ma'am, there's somebody in your back seat, don't get in your car."
Nope.
She did a couple of things that makes me think that this is a setup. Like one, she overreacted, provided no information. She's really hyped up. She's got the setup, the camera. She references a book. And now she's giving steps.
But my wife said something interesting later on, too, when she thought about it. She said, I bet you if that man would have been a guy, without knowing about him being homeless or a panhandler later, just from the first video, I bet you if that would have been an attractive man in a suit, I bet you she wouldn't have reacted like that.
She probably wouldn't have.
But the instructions were all men. So a man in a nice suit and tie, excuse me, miss.
So she's going to screech at him.
Do not approach me. Do not.
Yes. And that's the problem, right? 1,000,000% right. Why is it that a guy has to look like a knight in shining armor to get some play from a woman? And not even just play, niceness. That's weird. But this other guy reacts to it. Let me show him here.
This creator yelled at a man in a parking lot not to approach her, and thousands of men are shook.
I I'm literally shaking right now.
Crazy, I swear I don't love the drama. It loves me.
Because I just had a man approach me in a parking lot.
She was supposedly alone in the parking lot, putting her son in his car seat.
And he was probably 30 feet from me when he said, "Excuse me, ma'am." And I turned around and
It's broad daylight.
at him. And
The parking lot is packed.
Your first reaction?
You have a cell phone.
Far away. He said, "Excuse me." That seems like an extreme reaction. And that seems to be the primary response, mixed with anger and frustration with the general state of being a man these days. Did we then take a second to try and stop and understand what may have caused this reaction? How was the man acting? What kind of prior experiences has she had? What other reasons would she have for not feeling safe in a society where almost every woman has dealt with some kind of harassment or assault? Or did we jump to...
Well, boys, we are in a new era now. So if you see a young lady that, drops her credit card, keep the thing. If you see the tire on her car is low, don't let her know. She'll figure it out on the freeway.
Don't you agree, Mr. Feather?
Word. I just picked Jake Barr's response because this is where I first saw the video. There were many exactly like this. Videos, comments, tweet, basically saying, can't do anything nice anymore for women, so don't even try.
Exactly.
Then, of course, it veers into an excuse to accuse them of being superficial.
However, I think there's a higher likelihood that he was just unattractive.
And yeah, a lot of men ran with that. It's bad, but the immediate issues only affect unattractive men, so who's going to care really? So there are a couple of bigger issues at play here than whether or not the original poster had an overreaction to a man approaching her and what her reasons might have been. It's this narrative being created by men online that the reason women are scared of you or aren't matching with you on Tinder or are nervous around you in parking lots or whatever the case may be, it's not because of experiences they've had or the actions of men. It's because you're not attractive enough. Not what's on your Tinder profile, it's that you're not good looking enough. It's not the way you approach somebody or looked at them, it's that you're not good looking enough. It's not that somebody's triggered or has had a lot of experiences so they're anxious around men in public spaces, it's that you're not good looking enough. Guys, nobody is as obsessed with your appearance as you are. I promise you. A lot of women have a really good reason to be anxious around men in public spaces. So if you're approaching them for a good reason, but get a negative response, deal with it and move on. And make society safer instead of whining that they don't feel safe.
Or guys could choose the latter and do what they've been doing.
Hold the line. Stay with me.
Not talking and initiating the first piece of conversation ever had between the both of them, right? Picking up is dead. Trying to help a woman is dead. And chivalry's dead. And woman killed it.
Emotional damage.
And they wonder why there's no more gentlemen. Where did all the good men go?
Where did all the good men go?
Like this huge problem that I've been noticing in the dating world.
And for the people that don't know what the wall is, the age is disputed when exactly women hit it. But it's essentially when women realize that they can't compete the way they did when they were 18. Now, some women get fat and they hit this at 25. Some women stay in great shape and it's 35. But let's just say it's somewhere between the ages of 25 and 35.
Good, respectful men, the men with boundaries, will not approach women because they're trying to respect their boundaries. And it is true that biologically speaking, women are far more attuned to subtleties, like body language subtleties, than men.
That's a who's that.
So a lot of times, women will actually be giving off clues and cues that they want to be approached, but it's more of like they're trying to give off.
Yeah, chivalry's dead and women killed it. And basically because of these like toxic feminist women that, you know, have given guys all and just been terrible when they approach them, now men don't want to approach. It's too much trouble.
Vibe or something, and the man has no idea. What ends up happening is that it's the men with no boundaries, or that don't respect boundaries, or the narcissists or the creeps that end up.
Well, it's more like the men that practiced approaching, that have approached thousands of women. So you're just kind of an option to them that approach. Yeah, I would agree.
Approaching the woman, and then
there's whole camps and like classes where men learn to do this stuff.
Women in my life complain that it's only the creeps that approach them, when it's really we women need to be giving off way more.
Okay, this is a serious question for the guys. I have this conversation with my female friends, I think like I'm not even kidding. Real reasoning is behind it. But most of my girlfriends say that whenever they're out, they never get approached by guys ever. And maybe like one girl in the friend group who does get approached, it's not like she's a total standout from the group. But for some reason, like a specific girl might just like get hit on a lot. I don't know. But not even in a biased way. I think that some of my friends are very, very beautiful. Like actually, I'm not just saying that to be nice. So it makes me really curious as to why guys don't go up to them. Is it like, one, even if you see an attractive girl, like you're just hanging out with your friends, you don't really care? 2, you're just simply not attracted to her? 3, maybe you like think she's just like in a relationship, or like she's just super standoffish and like bitch looking, or like in general you just like don't want to deal with any type of rejection? Like is it the guy's point of view, or is it just like the girls are putting out this weird vibe?
Oh, absolutely.
Or like just guys don't find them attractive? I don't know.
And it's unfortunate because it's like the women of today suffer for the sins of women's past, where a lot of evil is really coming from these women that have like led women astray. This has been going on for 50 years, guys. There's nothing new under the sun. It's actually older than that, but I would say like the 70s, 60s was sort of like the cultural where the feminists became the norm rather than the exception.
Most of my friends like want to meet guys in person, but then they go out and just like nothing really happens. So
exactly what happened before that, right? You see a girl, she was in the parking lot alone. The guy probably could have asked him for a number. Look what she did. How dare you come to me in the parking lot in broad daylight with tons of cars around, right? He's taking a risk. If anything, he's doing anything, he's probably gonna get caught. But he's out there. There's cameras up above, I'm sure, in the building, right? He's just gonna come out there and do something. This is exactly why guys don't bother. And it's fine. Guys are fine with not talking, right? You don't want it anyway. A guy will go where he's welcomed and appreciated. That's what men are starting to do.
I am honestly so proud of the women today.
We do not care.
And the reason that I say that is because it is getting so increasingly difficult for men to manipulate them.
Huh?
And for them to find women that are going to accept the bare minimums so that they are able to control them.
Doesn't she sound like the same type of woman that was talking, men are not talking to me, right? Now you see why passport bros are a big problem.
To find women who are poverty stricken. Women who ain't never seen $3 all lined up together in their life.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Women who gotta share one spoonful of rice with a family of 6.
Where are you coming from?
Women who don't have rights, who can't work, who probably only bathes once every 2 months.
Damn, these girls, I don't know what it is.
Filipinas here. The birthday is a tapos na queen. That's why we're not mabaho. Wash your bottom well, now you're a Filipino. Mabango. I'm squeaky clean down there.
Women who in their countries are getting raped by their men.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar.
Beat up by their men.
You've never traveled.
Nowhere around them do they feel safe.
Classy women don't lie.
They're not protected.
Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
From a child up, they're raised to just accept how men treat them because they just don't have any rights. They're basically slaves.
We're making progress.
These women are in poverty, and these men be so broke in the United States, so ugly in the United States, so corny in the United States.
Oh, here we go again.
That they gotta hop on a plane.
Walk out the door, you see someone that you know and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And for you to feel like a man, and for you to find somebody if it's that important for you to get your ego stroked because you're that corny, and you think that's an insult, you gotta go find a woman that grew up in poverty her whole life for you to feel like you appreciate it.
Of course. She feel like you saved her. That's why men, that's bull crap when they feel like, oh, we want an independent woman. No, they don't. Men want pure control. And the only time they want an independent woman is so they can break her completely down. Let's be for real. So yes, please get your passport, fellas. Take your old broke ass on. Take your crazy tail on, unhealed, corny ass on somewhere out of the United States of America and go find the woman of your dreams. We do not care.
You can't make it up.
We do not care. Y'all ain't no better than the slave owners when they used to get on the ship and bring back the slaves.
Stop it. Get some help.
If that's what you're looking for, I hope you find it. More power to you, brother.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
You know they care when they say, we do not care. We do not care. It's not like when men say it.
Planes or whatever they be doing and
Bet
go
you
to
don't,
the
huh?
Philippines and go to these horrible countries in the slums and meet a woman and she'll instantly throw themselves, please save me. That's what they want. Like, is that some type of fetish or weird fantasy or something? Like, but it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. What? Watch out. My wife fixes my plate. She cleans up the house and she lets me do whatever I want. She doesn't say something. She's such a good woman. These Western women, your wife was a prostitute her whole entire life.
This is sad. Very sad.
She been selling this since 10 years old to really old creepy ass men. Just like you. Your wife been ran through. Sorry. And y'all might want to go get tested. Yeah. You might want to go get tested. A lot of y'all probably already are slowly withering away. But you got something to say.
It's delusional. She missed the whole point, right? She missed the whole point. Like, she literally diminished the Philippines to poor women who are selling it for cash. Every time I see a Filipino, I'm going to say, you're a poor woman selling it for cash. Give me that cake. No, but seriously though, she's serious. And it's funny because she's sitting there. I think her man was in the back, right? Her man is in the back. And he's laughing because it makes no sense. How is everybody walking around? Like, I'm telling you, man, I got to start walking around shooting videos of how the Philippines look so y'all people can see. Even in the provinces too. See, a lot of y'all are thinking, some people go, oh, well, no, it's like that in the cities, but not the province. No. The province areas have better internet connection than the city areas. The province areas are starting to be developed too. See, Philippines is not third world anymore. Philippines is developing. So yes, it's getting 10 times better, right? Like, you can see malls out here look better than malls in the US. And that only happens in a place that's developing and that's thriving. But women will keep making up stories and will say anything to make women hear. That's why they're doing it. The reason why they so mad at the passport bros and the reason why they bash women over here is to make them seem here and keep themselves up here. But it's not working. That's not what's happening. You're here and they're here. It's actually the opposite. And that's why guys are leaving, because they realize this is the way. Passport bros. Passport. No. It's definitely more to life than being around a woman like you.
He ain't lying.